right, I have the epidemic Jordan Vucenic on the show now, who defended his featherweight title at Cage Warriors 134 with a standing RNC in round two. Jordan, how are you?
I'm all good. I'm all good. Yeah, feeling on top of the world still.
I can imagine. And so obviously this was a short notice replacement fight. You're supposed to be taking on Paul Hughes, and he had a neck injury. So in steps James. How did that, change your game plan, if at all?
I just had to change the slightest little things. Just adjust the sort of height where I kept my head, but apart from that, Hendon and Hughes are sort of the same fighter. They've both got good striking, but they're probably both better grapplers than they are strikers, and that's where I knew they would both try push the fight.
Was there any bad blood or anything with Hughes versus your opponent Hendon, or were you hoping to get in there with Hughes originally, or were you happy that you got to take on Hendon?
I was just happy I got to fight. I mean, a lot of people have said to me, I think the only thing sweet that could have made that night sweeter would it have been Hughes getting standing rear naked choked. But no, just happy to get in there and happy to push, and again happy that it was one of the best guys in the division rather than some random guy jumping up and taking it. I'm happy that it was Hendon.
For sure. So for anybody that didn't get to see the finish, run us through this, because you transitioned from a standing arm triangle ultimately and got the standing RNC. So how did that all play out?
So the second round, he was doing a lot of double forearm blocks, keeping his hands high. So I was going to start hitting his body up, and I was feinting a lot to the body. And I actually thought he was going to throw a jab. So I was slipping my head on the inside, and I was going to sort of hit him with a screw uppercut punch, sort of like an uppercut and a jab mixed together. But at the same time, he tried to crash in. So the arm went straight across the shoulder, missed its target, but I sort of locked up a half standing head and arm choke. And just in the moment, I took my opportunity to jump the two hooks in, and what a dominant position to get. So I was happy to get that position and happy to lock the choke in.
Obviously every fight is your biggest fight from here on out, but how sweet was this win to defend your belt on a monster card, a big time event like this?
It was amazing. I mean, I've come off the back of 3 back-to-back split decisions, and I believe that I could have edged a points win against Hendon if I just stayed on the outside. I wouldn't have got myself in any trouble. But I said to my coaches in the warm-up before, in the dressing room, I said, look, I'm going for broke here. I'm either going to get knocked out or I'm going to get the knockout. I'm either going to be finished or get the finish. I'm not going to, there's no more points decisions coming. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get after it. And that's what I did. And yeah, I think that's predominantly what led to the finish. I had that kill or be killed mentality, and I was hunting for that finish.
What's the significance of this win? A lot of people feel like this is the win here that's going to get you into that next level of the UFC, which ultimately I have to imagine is what you want. Do you believe that this fight does it?
Yeah, I believe so. I think there was a lot of eyes on me for this one, and I knew I had to go out and perform, and I knew that the UFC were there, and I think this is the thing I needed to get me to that next step, and for people to really take note. I mean, I said before that a lot of people were sleeping on me and they were about to get woken up, and I believe I did that.
Have you had any dialogue with any of the UFC brass? I mean, I know they were just there for UFC London. Did you get a chance to talk to anybody?
I had a couple of words back and forth with them after, but it was just more introducing myself and yeah, just a bit of that, saying hello, meeting the guys, and letting them feel the belt, letting them hold the Cage Warriors belt, and I think that did me some good favors. But yeah, no specific talks of fights, but just nice to get in there and meet them, and for them to meet me.
I think it goes without saying you probably prefer to just get a contract outright and just go right to the UFC. But how does the thought of fighting at Contender Series feel to you? Is that something that really excites you as well?
Yeah, they all excite me. I mean, they're all another step up from Cage Warriors, but preferably I would like to go straight through to the UFC. I think I'm ready to go straight through and test myself against the best guys in the world. And I'm no stranger to say it on interviews. I do believe that I can hang with the best guys in the world. And I genuinely do believe that I can beat all the best guys in the world. Whether that be number one or whether that be anybody in the top 15, I believe I'm ready to jump up there now and beat these guys now.
And you've won 7 fights in a row now. When you just look at your skill set, like how have you evolved the most? Is there like one area of your game that you feel like you've just taken major leaps and strides in?
No, I wouldn't say there is. I think I've just made major leaps and strides in every aspect of the game. I'm always learning. My training split up to be improving wrestling, striking, grappling. And I really do believe that I've just hit a new level in all those things. And it's funny, 5 years ago, I remember thinking that I was amazing. And I know in 5 years' time, I'll look back at me now and think, fucking, like, I thought I was good back then. And that's just because I'm always in the gym, always improving and always looking to improve, not just showing up to show up. I'm showing up to become better, to become stronger, smarter, in every aspect, whether that be fighting, whether that be what happens around fighting. I'm always trying to improve everything.
This is my first time interviewing you, so I have to ask. Tell me a little something about your team, your training partners. Who are the main people that you're around day to day?
Um, yeah, so my team, BST Academy, we're located in Northampton in England. And I just believe the coaches I've got are just world class, and people don't know of them yet, but I'm going to be the guy that's going to make all of these guys skill sets and their eye to detail. I'm going to be the guy that makes it visible for everyone to see. I've got my head coach, Danny Batten. He was a Cage Warriors world champion featherweight years ago. He loves telling everybody that. And my second in command MMA coach, Raymond Paul, amazing black belt. I mean, he's one of my main sparring partners also. And then I've got my striking coach, and he sort of takes on all the other roles of looking after me, and that's JB Graham, boxing coach Lee Edwards. I'm just surrounded by killers, and especially training partner wise as well. I just have guys that are winning rounds against me all the time. I'm not the top dog in the gym that's winning every single round. I mean, there's guys in there that give me problems. There's guys that beat me in rounds, beat me in rolling. But I just seem to pull it off on the night every time and win the rounds, win the fights.
What is that cut like to 145 for you? Is it pretty easy, or do you struggle to get to 145?
I think if I was like these other guys that balloon up in shape, I probably would. If I really do think if I got out of shape now, I'm that big, I probably wouldn't get back down to 145. As you can see, when I fight people, I am a lot bigger than them. I'm sort of one of the taller guys in the division, but I'm not one of the skinnier guys. I'm sort of tall and I have a good amount of muscle. I think I'm the perfect big size for the division. But yeah, if I got out of shape like some of these fighters did, I'll never ever get back down to the weight. So I mean, I think the weight cut's quite easy for me, but I'm quite mentally strong and I'm always in shape. So it's okay. It's okay for me. I mean, I think eventually I'll be a 70. I'll be a lightweight, but while I make 66 and while I make it and I enjoy making it, I'll just keep on doing it.
All right. I do have to ask you about, some of the best featherweights in the world, because you talked a little bit earlier in the interview that you feel like you can compete with any of them. You look at Alexander Volkanovski right now, the featherweight champion in the UFC, and AJ McKee, the featherweight champ in Bellator. Like, how do you feel like your overall skill set right now today matches up with those guys?
On their level, honestly, I do believe it's on their level. They've just had the platform to show their skill set where I might not have as of yet, but it's getting there. It's getting that way. And I really do believe, I've always said it, I believe I'm one of the best decision makers in MMA. I might not have the best fight IQ, but decision making on the day, I believe I'm the best in the world at it. And you go back and watch any of my fights, I might win, I might lose the first round, or I might lose the second round, but I'm always figuring out, and I always will think of the game plan, and I'll show it and I'll win. Same as the Hendon fight at the weekend. He would have won the first round, but I made the adjustments second round, and I come out and get the finish in a minute 30. So
All right. Well, I got to ask you too a little bit about the guys in your area that are really making a lot of noise right now. Paddy Pimblett is turning into a superstar. Tom Aspinall might be a future champion. That guy is legit. When you look at the guys over there in your neck of the woods, how do you feel like you compare as far as like making that transition into the UFC to become a superstar like a Pimblett or Aspinall?
I believe I've got everything that it takes to become what these guys have become and more. I honestly do. I mean, um, I've not got any specific features like the Paddy Pimblett haircut or anything like that. But I believe when I get my opportunity, uh, I'm gonna grab it with both hands, and I really do believe that I can be something really big in this sport. If you were at the walkout at the last fight, I mean, everybody was there. Said it was like a concert. Everybody was singing, cheering, going crazy, and I know I can get that on the world stage. I know I can be the guy that will have a packed, sold out arena doing that exact thing. And only time will tell. Uh, that's what I've got. I've got a lot of time. I'm only young as well, so I really do believe that I'm one of the next big superstars to come out of the UK. I mean, there's going to be plenty of others, but I believe I'm definitely one of them.
Can't wait to see what's next for you, man. Again, congrats on defending your Cage Warriors belt at Cage Warriors 134. Again, standing RNC round 2 victory over James Hendon. Pleasure interviewing you for the first time. Before I do let you go, I just have one last question. Time frame, when can we expect to see you back in there next? Do you feel like summertime is when your next fight will be?
Whenever. I'm ready to go. Whenever I'm back in the gym. I'm literally doing my interview now. I've just stopped my workout to come up here and do the interview. I'm back in the gym. I'm back on the diet. I'm ready to go. I'm telling you, if the call come for this weekend, I'm going to be ready for it. I'm not doing anything that's going to hinder my career. I'm ready to go. So if the UFC give me that call and tell me, can you be ready this weekend? I'm ready.
I love it. Tell people where to follow you on social media, and if you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
My main social medias in Instagram, Jordan Vachenik MMA, and just a massive thank you to everybody, all my sponsors, all my teammates, just everybody. My fiance that's pregnant with my son, who's due in 3 weeks. So I've got a very, very exciting year to come and a very exciting life to come.